Bang. It's the Too Much Dip podcast. 'Tis Monday. I'm Dave. I'm going to host. And we are about to talk about the things that these other shows refuse to talk about. Joining me on this quest to cancel culture, it's KJ.
Hello, gentlemen, and David, I want to thank you both publicly and privately for acknowledging today is the third day of Pride Month. Shout out to all those who recognize and celebrate. How are you two boys doing today? I see Dylan representing it with that mustache. How are you doing?
I'm repping the stash. I'm doing pretty solid, KJ. It's summer. It's the summer of the stash. It's my summer stash, is what it is. You know, I'm wearing it. You like it?
Summer stash.
Thank you.
Eating some ass. Da-na-na, na-na-na, na-na.
I think you just made that up. I don't think that's a real song.
It's like Grease.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of connects with where I was thinking with this stash. It's definitely given White Lotus season 1 in like the best way.
It's giving
I
Armand.
can't think of his name, so
Armand.
there you go.
Okay.
Honestly, a top 10 TV character of the last 10 years.
And handsome, so I'll take it.
Gone too soon.
He had that shit on.
He had that shit on. Yeah. Fantastic character, actually. And he had a little thing from my man Dylan on the show.
I just said top 10 of the last 10 years. Did you just one-up me?
What did I say?
You said fantastic, actually.
Great character.
As if top 10 of the last 10 is not enough.
Those are same.
You saying top 5?
I'm not ready.
Dead or alive?
I'll give him a French top 5. How about that, bitch?
Oh, delightful.
Yeah.
Dylan, Shivery.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Oh, this is my official intro. I did the whole mustache thing. I thought that was going to be my thing. But yeah, hey, I'm happy to be here. My run of postseason success it was very short-lived. The Texas baseball team flamed out very quickly.
So they're done?
Done. Yeah.
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the stakes when it was on at the bar the other night.
Well, it's a double. The regionals are double elim. That was their first loss against A&M, and they've played again yesterday and lost to the Raging Cajuns.
Louisiana.
So ball players out there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Actually, the coach of Coastal Carolina, they got eliminated, and he had some very interesting remarks about NIL.
Oh, was this the guy I saw that was very against it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's basically saying like, and we can talk about that later if we want to, but just basically like, you know, it's free agency every single offseason, and schools like us just can't keep up with. They lost to LSU, just can't keep up with the LSUs of the world. Which,
LSU famously really good.
which is it's sad but true.
Sad but true.
They were good pre-NIL, but they have been fucking powerhouses NIL during the NIL, which is
LSU baseball.
curious, but just this, I feel like as a program, athletic department, they've been dominating in the NIL space.
If you recall, Brian Kelly had some things to say about how they didn't have deep enough pockets to get some defensive tackles in the offseason. So I think that's just his way of saying, like, please donate more to, you know, the LSU fund.
Yeah, that's like the fundraising emails that you might get from certain politicians, where it's like, especially when they get convicted of a crime.
Please,
they were
you
running
get the text from both candidates.
Even $1 will help.
Yeah, seriously, like I got to give it to that campaign, the Orange Man. They had their Twitter ads ready to go. Like within 20 minutes, I'm getting served ads like, "Oh fuck, it's going down. We got to donate. Somebody's got to send this guy some money."
And then they were posting like the updated stuff, like it was like a fundraiser for like a telethon. Like, oh, we just got another $1 billion.
Yeah, it's effective.
Who's answering the phone if it is a telethon? Like,
Barron.
Are you getting the mooch? Are you getting Scaramucci on the phone?
You got to get the mooch
Like,
in
what
there.
character from season 1?
Honestly, I would probably donate if I could talk to Barron.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Why are you so tall, player?
Like, what are you gonna do with all that height?
What are you doing, dog? Get out of politics. Get on the blacktop, man.
How's the post game?
Yeah.
Are you like,
You know he's yamming.
yeah, you know he yams, but can he keep up in the modern NBA? Can he stretch it? Can he stretch the 5?
He seems a little gangly.
At this point, yes. He's
Yeah,
only
probably needs to get his feet under him a bit.
yeah.
His size 17s, whatever he's rocking.
That other guy you heard, that was Randy Trimbacki. He's here too. He's producing.
Hi, David.
Welcome back, Randy.
Yeah, it's been a while. Hi, KJ. Good Memorial
Randy,
Day.
you were not on the
I was out.
you weren't on the cans or headphones, as they say in the biz. Whenever I brought up Menards to David pre-show, are you familiar?
Oh yeah, Menards is the best. It's the best.
Just hit the jingle. We don't want to add here.
Say big money at Menards. That is more
There
of
we
an
go.
ad than what I was about to say. But yes, it's the best. Because it's not only just a hardware store. They got good food and other stuff too. Well, okay food, but
Look at that.
Cool. I'll have to check it out next time I'm up north. Maybe in Chicago.
In 3.5 weeks, there you go.
KJ will be there.
KJ, are you going?
Yes, locked in.
Where are you staying? Because I didn't tell you our hotel.
Locked.
I did.
Dylan
I told him.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Told him I
Yeah,
would.
your boy's booked in.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
repeat it on
Your
the
boys-
pod. We don't want like fans and groupies to show up at our hotel.
Oh.
Or I guess Randy
In
probably
fact,
does.
I think I actually
No.
have.
I'm doing the Michael Scott.
I think I
party
have 2
afterwards.
reservations right now.
2 resis?
I need to cancel one. I think I booked one like early on before I knew which hotel, and it happened to be down the street. So I switched just to not be that guy. I just envisioned Will being like very miffed about like an Uber pre-drop off. I
someone's
just didn't need that. Stress.
someone's getting hammered and staying like at KJ's hotel.
It's gonna be
There
Will.
will be room.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be Will. Yeah, I've stayed with KJ before, famously.
Well, you know, there have been some medical upgrades in my life ever since, and really, it's to benefit everyone around me.
Oh yeah,
We can talk about it because we went in whenever it happened, so that's fine. But your
KJ was
boy's a
on
pappy now.
KJ was on testosterone, and we kept having to change out mattresses because it was just the holes that were getting poked in it.
Really? How'd that happen?
I don't know. You have to ask him. I don't.
Yeah.
It's HIPAA. I can't ask.
Right. Okay.
Use
That's
code
HIPAA.
WASHED20 on Throwback. Our good friends at Throwback, the goated polo workout gear hat brand.
Swim trunks.
Swim trunks. I gotta throw those
swim
on.
trunks are fantastic. They are the most comfortable swim trunks I've ever worn on these ass cheeks in my life.
Okay. Ass cheek sounds gross. It shouldn't.
lot.
But it you know what I mean?
They're just butt cheeks.
They are butt cheeks. Throwback.
I feel like when you add them together, it adds that layer of aggressiveness. But go on. Sorry.
Throwback, use code WASH20. It's a one-time use code that'll get you 20% off. So load the card up. We got what do we got coming up? Father's Day. Father's Day coming up in a couple
It
weeks.
is coming out.
Load up
Yeah.
now. Get Pop some polos. Randy's got one all right now. Which one is that? That's the Chicago.
This is the Chicago one, and I'm also rocking the shorts. Yeah, and KJ's rocking the hat.
How about it, man?
Washed.
There it
20.
is.
That's right.
Our good friends at Throwback. Well, we've had a lot of things. I guess we could eulogize the New York Rangers and the Dallas Stars, who have officially been eliminated. We have the Oil Men of Edmonton taking on the Panthers of Florida. I famously owned a Florida Panthers jersey because I liked the logo when I was in like 7th grade. That's my connection to it. Yeah, look, Stars going out sad. I was pretty dead inside watching that game last night because I just never felt good about it. Despite what I was telling people at the bar Saturday night, that I was like, got the same vibes as the Rangers when they were facing elimination against the Astros in Game 6. And what did they go on to do? Win Game 6 and 7 in the World Series. Didn't play out like that. They dominated the game. And Edmonton power play is virtually unstoppable right now. And that's where they made their money. So shout out to them.
McDavid, Draisaitl.
That's the combo.
It's a tough combo. They are deadly. I remember them from last season against the Golden Knights. Just a deadly.
Duo?
Yeah, but
Tandem.
Front line.
no, I was gonna, power play duo. Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't think of the term power play for a second.
McDavid's the best
watch
player on the
hockey, I
ice.
swear.
He's the best player
He's
on the
incredible.
ice. And if you didn't see his first goal, just nasty.
Like I was telling Brett last week, like as a hockey novice like myself who's trying to get into it, watching a game with Connor McDavid, he like jumps off the screen. And he's like the only guy for me that's truly done that so far. Is like a guy who just kind of moves different with the puck.
Yeah,
It's different.
I completely agree. Don't have any bad blood with the Oilers. That series was the least chippy playoff series I think I've ever been a part of, a fan watching. Like, there was never any dust ups. There was a couple after the whistle last night, but that's just, elimination game stuff. There was really none of that. And their goaltender outplayed ours, and that really wasn't supposed to play out that way. So shout out to Skinner, and they move on.
Mm-hmm.
They go out there, and I don't know. I don't know who the fave is. I think it's probably the Panthers, but it's going to be a fun Stanley Cup Finals, and that's one that I will watch, even though I am sports sad. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not gonna root against the Oilers. I'm not really spiteful. Now, had it been like Colorado or something, yeah, I'm rooting against them. But it didn't work out like that. So I'm gonna just watch it and enjoy it, and hopefully it's just good, clean hockey. KJ.
Panthers -130 favorite. Oilers +110. Yeah, I think you said it. The only thing I would add is I felt like watching Colorado last year, maybe the year before when they played the Stars as well. Watching Nate McKinnon and Cale Makar, and maybe Makar wasn't healthy a couple years back. Like, that was when I had that moment of, holy shit, these guys are special. Connor McDavid changed that. Like, whatever I envisioned then, either I felt it all over again or it was just a whole nother level. And I also didn't know you could just, grab the fucking puck and throw it down. It had no impact on the game, really.
I know.
But it was my one moment of, like, I was over complaining just because I knew it was like we knew the outcome in the moment.
Yeah, I wanted to be mad about that, but that seems like the one call they missed. But that's fine.
It seemed egregious, but again, it wouldn't have changed anything.
Edmonton's power play kill was so gnarly. Stars, I mean, that throughout that entire series, it was so bad. There were times where they never even got set up down there. They looked discombobulated. And I don't know, man. It was really weird. I feel really bad for a number of guys. I really want Pete DeBoer to get a cup. He just looks like he is a nice guy, and he looks kind of just so sad at all times back there. Pavs, you got to think
he
that's
just
it for
looks
him.
like a banker watching just like watching his tellers work at all times, or like a pit boss at a casino. He always has like this like pretty reserved, observant, not like all up in your shit look. And
Agreed.
I appreciate that.
Agree. So I don't know. Maybe next year, let's get Jamie Benn a cup.
I ask this every year.
Mm-hmm.
Where's we know the games will be played in Edmonton when they are hosting. Where will they be when the Panthers are hosting?
What do you mean?
Does anyone recall? Where's the stadium? Where's the arena for the Florida Panthers?
I bet it's somewhere on 30A.
Orlando is my guess.
The Clearwater Arena. I should respond immediately with a confident answer, as I made everyone provide their answers. Sunrise, Florida, specifically. For some reason, I was thinking Boca, and maybe it is. No, it's just like Fort Lauderdale, south of Boca Raton. It's like an hour plus north of Miami. Blows my mind every single time I think of it. And last thought on Edmonton, do they just give out fucking jerseys at the door?
If you're not wearing a sweater,
seen.
Objectively great fan base, as we learned.
Insane.
Especially one of them.
Yeah, the top deck on some of those fans.
What do you mean by top deck?
Just like the ones with the bad seats. They're all just really into the game.
They were
best
bad
fans
seats.
And I mean,
somehow they were still into the game with their WWE belt on.
how is that's where people are saying that's where the series shifted.
Yeah.
She dumped them out one time.
She did. She did. It was,
I haven't seen the video.
my friends watched it and he told me
Okay.
about it. I haven't seen it either. But yeah, she's had a nice top deck.
Hmm.
Very chuggy. I got major Chugi vibes from her. The way she puts it down and kind of like, it was just kind of funny. She was kind of dorky.
It's
but
the fact that the belt was from like whatever, Forever 21. I don't know what you call that type of belt where you're dealing with like 2 rows of like bulleted belt loops all the way through, studded belt. But every time I looked at that video, the 5 or 6 times I watched it, it just looked like a WWE belt.
She didn't have that shit on.
While I was,
she's Canadian. Give her a break.
Yeah, Edmonton too. Like that's
like
yeah.
like middle of the country, I want to say.
I think Edmonton's real salt of the earth.
Yeah.
correct.
Maybe even like
Is it like the Buffalo Bills of the NHL?
I think that's a good way to put it. Although there's probably people mad at us right now for that, but it sounds right.
We're like slightly off. It's due north of like Missoula, due north of Kalispell.
Got it.
Whitefish.
Okay.
You hit Calgary
It's
first, and then
inland,
you hit Edmonton.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But Buffalo, I think, is a fair analogy. It feels
fans wise, I'm saying.
It feels Rust Belty.
Yeah.
The type of person, obviously not the Rust Belt.
Like you don't picture Buffalo Bills fans having that shit on.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're not known for that. They're not normally serving. And I can say that as somebody who rides for Western New York.
Yeah, it was a metal type belt, so it might rust. I just watched. So
I was very good, Randy. What you did there deserves
First time
praise.
you've seen the belt.
Very
yeah, I get why you haven't seen it. It's like a 5-hour long video. So
okay.
Let's keep it moving.
Prize picks. Can you pick her? Folks, what's Prize Picks? Well, let me tell you this. It's America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than how many? 3 million members? Would you believe it? Because it's true. It's the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more players, stats, and watch the winnings roll in. Prize Picks has something for every sports fan. From basketball and hockey to League of Legends, Randy, and everything in between. You can pick, Luka, Caitlin Clark, the aforementioned Connor McDavid, and Jude Bellingham, all in the same entry. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Want to play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like Meek Mill and Sugar Sean O'Malley? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app and view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this basketball season, which we will get to in a moment. It's finals week. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions and special offers for the biggest moments in sports. We're huge fans. I don't know. I'm all over this Caitlin Clark stuff. So maybe give me a Caitlin Clark more than 30 points and maybe Luka going for 12 boards. He can board. You know that, right? He rebounds the basketball, which is a very important skill, Dylan.
I know that, Dave.
Download the app today and use code DIP for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, use code DIP. Download the app and you will get a first deposit match up to $100. Check it out. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Finals week, eh? We haven't talked basketball in a while. We haven't talked anything in a while. It's been a couple weeks.
Sorry about your Stars. Not sorry about your Mavs, Dave. They're cruising, man. They look tough.
Any final thoughts on the Timberwolves before we focus in on finals?
You know, I sent some thoughts to a group text immediately after because that series went about how I thought. I didn't think it would go 5 games. I thought the Mavs would win in 6, but I've seen what Luka does to Rudy Gobert teams, and I thought it would happen the same way, and it turns out it did. You can't really keep him on the floor. He has trouble closing out 3-point shooters in the corner, and he cannot guard on the perimeter, as Luka made very obvious. But the whole Ant stuff, Anthony Edwards, who I do really like, I think everybody likes him as a personality, as a 22-year-old kid who's going to be a perennial all-star. I don't think he likes his teammates. I don't think he fucks with Cat. I don't think he doesn't like Rudy at all. I don't think many people do. Just the way he is in press conferences, even after wins, where he just has this look like he doesn't care what that dude's saying. Like they don't look like they're on the same page. And maybe that's just the age difference, but I just don't think that chemistry is there at all. And uh, that's not really important now, but that was just one of my takeaways that I didn't see anybody really talking about where I'm like, dude, first of all, Cat is one of the most like frustrating players. If he was your superstar, you would be pulling your hair out because like you saw what he could do and like he did in game 4 where he took the game over and then you see him disappear for 3 other games and you're like, what are you?
Throughout his career, is he going to be like the tier of player to where he can pick the pieces around him? Like you see the superstars, like if LeBron wanted some guy off his team, like the next season he's not there anymore. You know, does Ant Edwards have that kind of cachet?
He should, but I don't know. First of all, they're in Minnesota. No offense. Minnesota's beautiful. But as far as like getting guys to come play with Ant in Minnesota, I don't know if that's going to be an option, right? But Cat's been there. Cat's like the guy there. So I don't know if I don't know. They're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to get a point guard. Mike Conley's old. Mike Conley's a great vet, but like they're going to have to do something. I got to say I watched the Luka shot at a restaurant on my phone with a waiter over my shoulder and another table watching our phone, and it was one of the most fun moments. For some reason, I've got this. It happened with the Rangers. It happened with Game 1 or the comeback, the Corey Seager home run. I was watching that at a bar, and I normally don't do that, but I just happened to be out, and like these big moments happen, and it was fun being out amongst people. And I was in Dallas, by the way, and like you hear like the room erupt. It was pretty cool, but that was a wild series.
What are the odds looking like for each team?
Everybody's on Boston.
Boston's favored.
Yeah.
As they should be. They've been the best team in basketball the entire year. They are extremely deep. They're good at every position. They defend at every position. But
if KP plays, they're just even that much more deep, talented, whatever. Like
he's had a
everything you
great
just said,
he's had a
KP
great
to the
year.
mix.
He's had a great year, and like people are looking for storylines. There's obviously like the Kyrie Boston storyline. I saw some people trying to make the KP Dallas one like a thing, but there really wasn't like he's not going to get booed. That wasn't like the fans in Dallas don't hate KP. I don't think
Tell that to Chandler Parsons, who flat out said that Luka doesn't like KP, and he expects that KP will get booed every time he touches the ball.
He said that,
and I never had big feelings one way or the other about Chandler Parsons. You know, I thought he fit the caricature of being very trendy, Dallas-y, you know, showing up at Club Wish with Tyler Sagan and, you know, fitting that whole scene quite well. But he was there at the same time, and he was there, you know, at the beginning of the Luka presence. He was brought in to be like the other guy in Dallas, was paid quite well and flamed out and did not really contribute at a high level. And so I could see him having some level of animosity towards like the amount of turnover that franchise went through. Speaking of Chandler Parsons here, but for him to come out and be like airing out laundry and like positioning the fan base to hate KP like he did, I think that's bullshit.
yeah.
Absolute bullshit.
So this is the same Chandler Parsons that like 2 months ago with Michelle Beadle on whatever show it was, like was talking about how like you could see I don't know how Luka's teammates don't like playing with him, blah blah blah. How it'd be exhausting to be a teammate of his, which is just a take that has just never been right and did not age well. But no, I think the book on KP was first of all they tried to force that tandem together. They didn't have chemistry. Luka's timeline, like when he came into the NBA, it wasn't like he was good his first year. He was an all-star his
And
second
nobody
year.
expected that.
So they forced the KP thing, like, all right, these are the two guys. Never had time to develop chemistry. And like, I think most people think that Rick Carlisle, who, you know, coached Luka for his first few years in the league, didn't really know how to use KP. And KP didn't really know what he was supposed to be doing out there. If you remember like that that series, that Clippers series, where he was just kind of standing out there in the corner waiting for threes. I don't know, man. I just don't think any fan really cares about Porzingis that much. It looked like it was gonna that
I
trade
just
looks.
think they thought it was like a failed experiment, and I don't. It wasn't his fault. He didn't like fight his way out of here, fight his way here. You know, he beat a case and went back and left.
That is true. That is true. People don't say that enough. Yeah, I don't know, man. Boston. Everybody, the money's on Boston, but the Mavs have like the best player in the series. I don't think anybody would argue that. As good as Tatum is, no one was going to take him over Luka. So I'm pretty
Do you
hopeful.
give any attention to? You know, I'm sorry. I was going to say on Tatum real quick. Do you give any attention to like killing 8 days in the national media for sports media is a brutal task. I understand why they do it the way they do, but it's a painful experience to watch. Like for any, I don't know. I feel like we're trained with the NFL to like expect a week of build up to the Super Bowl per se of like new media content, and there's none of that for the NBA. But we get 6 or 7 days of Jason Tatum's being disrespected. Jason Tatum's revenge tour. It's his second chance. Like, what's your like general thought on Tatum, on, you know, talent and how he should be viewed, whether or not they win this year?
He will. They should win it this year. I mean, this team has been like the Celtics have been better than everybody. Like, and it wasn't close. And like, yeah, if you're not going to win it this year, then they're going to start asking questions. They already are. But like, you're right. It's been painful trying to flip on Kendrick Perkins or whatever show and see like how they're trying to fill time. I didn't even know about the Chandler Parsons thing, but like Tatum, look, poking the bear of like a superstar in Boston, that's just immediate eyeballs. So that's what they're gonna do. It does make me feel good that like no matter what, like Luka's legacy, like what he's done it's not in question. It's not gonna be like what he just did to the Wolves. It's like he comes in here and even if they lose the series, he's still gonna be regarded as the face of the NBA. So the pressure is on Boston because if they lose this, it's like, dude, how have y'all not won one? Y'all have such a sick team. I don't know.
Tatum's 6'8". I did not realize he was that tall. 6'8", 210.
Yeah.
According to Basketball Reference, nicknames of Jay or Taco Jay.
Did you
which
know?
I've never heard those words uttered in my life.
Weirdly, there was a season of The Bachelor where they shot one of the one-on-one dates was they went to a gym and like shot around with Tatum. Do you remember this?
Vaguely, yeah.
It wasn't Tatum, but I have it.
It wasn't Tatum?
It wasn't Auburn.
Nope.
Because that one girl
No.
was from Auburn.
That was different.
They
She's
shot
from
around.
Bama, but she's a Bama cheerleader. I can pull the clip.
Was it Hannah Brown?
Let's keep on chatting, and I can play the Ada. Yeah, it was Hannah's season,
I
and
can't
it was
believe. Why do you have this?
not because I did an episode by episode breakdown with Jake of the Dumb Zone on that season of The Bachelorette, and I pulled the audio.
Dude, I don't remember that at
I'll
all.
find it.
I just
It'll take me a second.
I just remember like thinking like these are pretty big names that they've got here. They're just shooting hoops, and it was just like one of the more awkward dates you could ever have on that show, which is just full of them. The Kyrie stuff is always fun because people forget like, oh, I don't know, pretty much since he won the title in Cleveland with LeBron, he was kind of a dickhead. He was not really well regarded amongst people that were around him. No, I think he's always had a high status in the league, but like, oh, here we go. What do you got? You want to run it?
Here we go.
Run it.
I'm with Brown.
Gary Terry and Jaylen Brown, two of the best guys in the league.
Let's go 2-2, baby.
I'm with Brown.
Make it even.
You know my last name's Brown.
All right, I know. Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Scary Terry.
That's so bad.
You know, my last name is Brian.
Just
What
to remind you, they also had Terry Rozier at one point in this whole saga of Celtics.
Oh, my God. So that was Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown, yes,
Was that Pilot Pete?
from Bama. That was not Pilot Pete. It was Jed.
This was getting
It's
confused
musician Jed.
because Pilot Pete went to Auburn with that Madison girl and did the same thing and shot around.
Okay.
Correct.
How do you remember that, Randy?
Because I watched those those 2 seasons were only one because you guys were doing.
They were
reporting on them.
fire. They were fire seasons. That,
Well, Jed was of all time because Jed had a
Jed.
girlfriend.
What an idiot.
Uh-huh.
Jed had a
Yes, you picked Jed over Cameron. No, yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler.
Tyler Cameron. Is that his name?
yeah.
and over Mike
Tyler C.
Brown.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
Imagine.
That's crazy. Dude,
You can,
shout
you
out
can
to
date,
Tyler
you can
and
date
Mike.
Tyler, the super hot cool guy, or Jed with guitar.
The emerging country star who has a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's another big piece of
And
that.
he had a dog food jingle.
He did have a dog food jingle. Man, what's he up to now? He's probably on somebody's Spotify playlist at the moment. Hasn't thrown any chairs lately. So, gotta say,
Oh my
he's
gosh.
doing well.
Stay in your lane, bro.
Mavs in 7.
Okay. I support that. They look good, man. Kyrie's playing like I've never seen Kyrie. That's probably not true. He's had a reemergence.
He seems to be in a good headspace in Dallas.
He's not having to miss every home game because he refuses to get the jab.
Correct.
Which is huge.
That's huge.
yeah.
And honestly, like he's saying all the right things. Lucas hit some wild ass shots in Boston. Like he's hit some game winners there. I feel like he thrives. You're going to have Dave Portnoy courtside chirping Kyrie. He's even said as much. Luka's going to get. There's going to be a Portnoy Luka something. It's going to happen
Because he's going to want it to happen. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Of course, you have to.
Ugh.
It's dude. Look, Luka and those Boston fans.
You're going to get Bill Simmons in like second or third row. You're going to get Mike Greenberg somewhere courtside. Like this is the antithesis of what I talk about of like courtside watching for Knicks and Lakers games with some excitement. This is not what I'm looking for.
You're going to get
This is
Todd
like
Wahlberg
watching-
or whatever, like Billy Wahlberg, whatever the fuck, the fifth row. That's
the
look.
burger manager.
The funniest thing. Hey, by the way, shout out to everybody who did not take the bait that Luka was yelling at Snoop after that and one, because people were trying to say he was yelling at Snoop. He was not yelling at Snoop. It was the guy 2 rows behind him. You really think he's going to look down Snoop and do that, and Snoop's going to react and just laugh? Maybe. I don't know. But I kept seeing that everywhere. I'm like, this is fake news. You guys got this one way wrong. You could have really hurt my guy's image there.
You don't go
Snoop's
at Snoop,
great.
man.
No. Anyway, Mavs in 7, but you know what? This has been a real treat of a season. Who would have thought?
I'll go Mavs in 7 too, Dad.
More expensive
like it.
in Boston or Dallas for tickets.
Boston.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Dallas. I have seen the numbers in Dallas, and they seem excessive.
Like 900 or so. And granted, I looked at like game 1, game 3, and game 7. It was like 900 plus to get in the garden for game 1. It was like 1,600 for game 3. But then when you look at game 7 back in Boston, you're like $2,000 plus.
Mm.
So I still don't fully understand how that works, but you know.
I won't be going unless someone invites me. So if somebody wants to invite me and pay my way and pay for my food, then I will be there. Now the story that you've all wanted to hear about, and I'm just going to let KJ take this one. KJ, why don't you just go ahead and give us your Caitlin Clark takes? Thanks.
I thought you were going to let me open up a sports party in memoriam. Oh my goodness. I think we talked briefly about this game coming up on the schedule. The Chicago Sky, which drafted Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. I apologize. I don't recall her first name. I just know Cardoso's her last name. The center out of South Carolina. They're playing the Indiana Fever, who drafted Caitlin Clark, of course. You're going to have to fill me in with the lady's name. I completely forgot it.
You're not going to get the answer here. I'm sorry.
Cameron Brink.
It's got 2 C's.
Cameron
It's,
Brink.
whatever.
It's not Cameron Brink, Randy.
No,
but
not Cameron fucking Brink.
I like what you're doing. Doesn't look. We don't
It ain't
remember the
Kelsey
name.
Plum.
We regret the error.
Did you see?
She gets hip checked by
sorry.
by a player from Chicago. Go ahead.
The Fever, for which Caitlin Clark plays, they have surpassed their entire 2023 attendance already, 5 home games into the season. Gives you an idea of how popular the sport has very suddenly become.
Well, we've been on it for years
That's true.
on this here pod.
Other people were just slow to catch up, but
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Someone is making monies, and it appears to be all the players. So happy for them.
The Caitlin Clark situation, I guess it's jealousy, envy. I mean, she's getting bullied on the
Carter.
court, big time.
Does she talk as much shit as people are saying? As somebody who hasn't, I've only watched. Forgive me, I've been tied up with other sports.
Is she? I don't think she's a shit talker.
She talks some shit in college.
Did she?
I think she chirps a little bit, but like they showed up. Okay, so she got bodied by that young lady.
Chinity something.
Yes,
Trinity Carter
Chinity
out
Carter.
of Texas A&M.
Oh, okay. Shout out College Station. And then I know there was a play before where she got a little physical on a rebound or something. I don't know. I don't know what caused it. Is it good or bad for the league that this is going on? Because I think it's phenomenal.
The bullying
The
part
bullying, yes.
and the attention.
It definitely,
Yeah.
it definitely adds, gives them some attention. So that's never bad when you're a league that has been struggling to catch on, and they suddenly are doing much better. And we're talking about it. Which
We're talking about it, and I am absolutely more likely to tune into a game. I feel like I've seen her best, like in college, like where she's gonna go off. So I'm not gonna really be as like likely to tune in to see if she's gonna go off for 40 or something. I want to see the show. I want to see her teammates like step up and I don't know, not let her get ragdolled.
That's been a major talking point throughout all this.
Is that
her
not
teammates
weird?
are watching her just get hip checked, and they're just not doing anything about it.
It's
which
kind of wild.
needs to change, I would think. I mean, is she already like the star of the league? Is that fair to say? I mean, is she number one as far as popularity wise? Because she's a
Probably.
big reason that this is happening.
Yeah.
Like she was obviously. She set college on fire, and then she comes to WNBA, and suddenly there's all this fanfare, and people are tuning in, and they're selling a lot more tickets. So she's got to be one of the stars, if not the star of the league already. And you can't let when that's your teammate, you can't let her get thrown to the ground like that, and not at least get in the other person's face. You just can't do that.
So this is why NBA is like this too. So afterwards, the Chinity Carter it is Chinity, right?
I think it's Chinity.
Okay.
Correct.
People found her Twitter and she's like liking all of the tweets, being like, "Way to go, do it again," all that stuff. I love that angle. I love it.
Being
I love
petty
that
as fuck.
in the post game presser, she's just like, "I'm not answering any Caitlin."
It's also possible that her teammates are also jealous of the attention that she is getting. Like she's a rook. She's been there for
2
a few weeks.
Yeah.
And she's already, she's getting headlines, and I don't know. There's probably some jealousy from her in her own locker room too.
If so, I think it's ill-advised. Given where that sport is and the timing of their, what do you call it, media rights discussions, like they're right at the brink of renegotiating their media rights or reestablishing the value of the WNBA's media rights right now. Like, I think everyone would be very wise to quickly realize like the amount of attention that Angel Reese and that Caitlin Clark and that Kelsey Plum post-divorce and Cameron Brink are bringing to the WNBA. It's gained popularity over the last couple of years, of course. But a lot of that was in lockstep with like Caitlin Clark's success and with Aaliyah Boston, who's on the Fever's success to a certain degree. So I don't know. The jealousy angle, I think it's pretty short-sighted. As far as not coming to her defense, there could be an argument made. I didn't see Caitlin Clark say anything about this, and I don't think you would if this is the case, but like there is something to like, if I get in a fight, I don't need you hopping in type thing. Like, to what degree
Noted.
do you want your teammates showing up to like step in, but also I got this type situation. Like, you don't want to look like you just got punked and you need to be baby type situation.
maybe so.
Otherwise it's going to continue. But I do think that there's a degree of like, F that Aaliyah Boston or somebody else on the court needs to go check up Trinity Carter until, you know, Caitlin Clark's up, or at least go pull up Caitlin Clark. You know, so like you've got options.
That doesn't really like exist anywhere in sports though. I mean, it's just like the number one like unwritten rule of sports that if your teammate gets punked by the other team, you have to do something. It's in every sport. So I don't know.
Agreed.
Trinity Carter, Mansfield Timberview.
Oh,
Did you know that?
Didn't know that. Did not know that. I saw that Teresa Witherspoon was their coach. She's from East Texas. I was thinking she was from Dallas area, but no, she's from East Texas. Did not know Trinity was from Timberview.
Catch me at the Fiji Low Rim in a Trinity Carter throwback.
Dude, that's
are we going to start to see that?
Annual party there is.
I'm gonna be, dude. They're absolutely. If there's not a run on WNBA jerseys at a low rim or at your next college function, y'all are doing something wrong.
Trinity Carter,
dude, pull up in that.
We need to see festival season. That's my public request. Tag us in festival photos of people wearing WNBA jerseys, male or female. It doesn't need to be some like gaudy. I'm not saying anything explicit here. I just want to see them in the wild. I want to see that this is happening. Angel Reese, whatever. That would blow my mind. Dude, and crack me
catch
up.
me in that Tarasi.
Because I don't know where the fuck you're buying them.
I'm gonna be in that Tarasi.
She put up 35 yesterday.
I'm gonna post up in that brink. I don't even care, man. Randy knows. Dude, the low hoop tournament at the Fiji house. Just a bunch of 5'9" white dudes just yamming on each other.
Just yamming in Cameron Brink jerseys.
Just talking shit like they're actually good at basketball.
Nothing better.
Fucking doing the ring me bitch.
Oh my god.
With like 1,000 people watching, by the way, on like sitting courtside. Like it's a fucking wild scene.
If you're at LSU or A&M and you're not rocking one of the an Angel Reese jersey at LSU or something, like her jersey, like you're missing out.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
They're wrong. Let's make it happen. Be better, guys.
LSU just powerhouse of athletes.
Really are. What's going on?
Livy Dunn.
Could you get a Livy Dunn Tard?
A leotard?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to abbreviate that one.
I don't know if we're abbreviating leotard.
Unitard, I don't know. Just to be all encompassing of both unitard and leotard, a Livy Dunn one.
Man, you don't.
If you
could
could rock that.
There's too much that needs to go right for that to work. These days, it's just not.
A Livy Dunn leotard.
Can you imagine?
No.
Did you see McAfee? He's in some hot water. Did you see this? You guys seen this, Kev?
I saw this. Yeah.
I don't really know. I only saw the clip from Awful Announcing, so I don't know the whole context. But I just saw white bitch.
He said white bitch on his show.
I'm like, okay, that's. It seems like it was a heat check.
I think Trinity Carter, before she hip checked Caitlin Clark, said, "Hey, bitch," or something of that nature. It looks as if she mouthed it. It could be confirmed somewhere. I'm sorry if I've repeatedly said I don't watch shit with audio on, so I don't know. So I assume it's a reference to that.
Catch me at ACL.
But he definitely said the WNBA is one white bitch and all these other WNBA players.
I'm gonna pull up to ACL in a white bitch jersey.
Oh, 12 minutes ago he posted a statement.
Oh no.
This is from Pat McAfee.
Right.
No. Stand up.
Doing statements. We're all in trouble.
No, stand up and do it in McAfee voice.
Okay. Get a tank top on.
You got a tank
You got to
top.
be
Should I
holding
rip my
something
sleeves off
very
real fast?
uncomfortably.
He said, "I shouldn't have used white bitch as a descriptor of Caitlin Clark. No matter the context, even if we're talking about race being a reason for some of the stuff happening, I have way too much respect for her and women to put that into the universe. My intentions when saying it were complimentary, just like the entire segment. But a lot of folks are saying that it certainly wasn't at all. That's 100% on me, and for that I apologize. I've sent an apology to Caitlin as well." Everything else said, I said ... Still all facts. Hashtag journalism. And then he just does some other Pat McAfee hashtags.
All
Stupid shit.
facts. Well done, Dylan.
Me
Thanks,
and
Dave.
McAfee need to get together on hashtagging. I feel like we could be a meeting of the minds here.
Yeah, you didn't. You looked way too comfortable to be McAfee there. You needed like some nervous energy.
Sorry.
Okay, well, he did it right. He didn't. I would. If it's me, if I'm McAfee, I would have been like, "Hey, I apologize if you were offended." That's the right way to apologize. If we've learned anything,
I'm sorry you got mad.
Look, you guys didn't get it. What I was doing. There's levels to this shit, and I apologize if you didn't get it. That's how you do it.
You're
Pat.
missing one bingo card box. Nobody respects women and WNBA basketball players more than me.
That's the one.
And if you were offended, I know that greats like Caitlin Clark weren't. So you need to figure out what's going on with
Damn.
you.
KJ's the apology master. I
As
saw
somebody who starts 90% of my emails with you. Sorry for the delay.
Oh God, that's just I have that on a sticky key or whatever. Is that a thing? Your keyboard's pretty
Yeah,
sticky,
yeah.
isn't it,
Stop.
Cowboy?
We're not doing
It's
that.
like Cameron Brink.
The CT Pan caddy story is just kind of fun. You remember Fluff? Everybody knows Fluff, the caddy. That's CT Pan's caddy. He fell, so he couldn't finish the round.
Older feller.
Older fellow, yeah. You guys remember him from way back in the day. He needed a caddy, so he got some random guy who was an absolute unit, by the way.
Yeah, why they picked
He only lasted a hole.
the seemingly out of shape guy?
He went through 4 caddies on the day. So they had the big guy come through, hold the bag for that one hole. They switched out, brought somebody else in, and then another caddy who had already finished his player's round, who just happens to live nearby,
Oh.
came in, who had a prior relationship.
If
So
you're
4 caddies.
If you're in the gallery, would you volunteer? Would you want to get inside the ropes like that for CT Pan?
Yeah.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It would be cool if it was the other CT. And instead of like I'm holding the club,
He wears you as a
me as a backpack. And he just walks
Yeah.
around. And he just gets in a fight with a random guy on a street in France.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a fun story. But elsewhere in the golf world, there's something that not enough people are talking about. With all the popularity of the NBA, the WNBA, you got ladies out here fighting. You got ladies out here talking shit, liking tweets, things of that nature. They got that shit on pregame. They look very beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that in the most respectful way. LPGA Tour. What are they going to do? We're start ripping heaters.
Start smoking cigs. Charlie Hull,
Charlie Hull,
who I believe is British.
not Charlie Huff,
Is she
who
British?
also smoked.
She's
However,
definitely not from here. Yeah, she apparently, I don't know how accurate this is. I saw on Twitter that she said that she smokes because she's trying to quit vaping.
which is
Is
the
that
thing
true?
that doctors will tell you.
Yeah, quit this one habit and pick up a much more dangerous one and just replace it.
I think this eliminates popcorn lung.
But it also brings in like something like lung cancer to the equation, which you got to consider.
You just said that like Christopher Walken
Lung
without the
cancer.
voice. Lung cancer.
Like cancer.
By the way, why is it so long?
I'm not kidding when I tell you that this picture makes me want to go smoke a cigarette. Like it is, she looks so fucking cool, and it makes me miss them. And they're so like this shouldn't like okay. 10 years ago, this isn't much of a story, but now that no one smokes cigarettes, like we've forgotten how cool they actually are. It's like, oh my
And-
god, she looks awesome,
It helps that she's like
cute.
pretty hot.
She's cute.
Just,
But like no one smokes anymore. That's why this is such a big deal now.
yeah.
Like John Daly, and then that's kind of it.
Well, she's kind of flaunting it. I feel like she's, and now there's a Charlie Hull cigarette tracker out there that's like, oh, she just ripped a dart after putting out on 5, and it's like,
Fuck
oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah. So you just know that she's out there doing it. Now I have not, and I will not look at her Instagram, but some people have told me that she seems to be like really into fitness. So maybe that juxtaposition between the two things. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
KJ, You've got the smoking,
I'm not
harmful,
mature enough to respond here.
harmful to the health with the working out, great for the health. Those two things clash, and you wouldn't normally see them together, but
Let's see.
it's working for her.
I'm taking a quick gander at her Instagram. It does appear that she does exercise. Yes.
You looking at the yellow workout attire?
I thought you hadn't been there. I thought you didn't go to her Instagram.
No, I was just playing. Shout out to her, bringing some
man.
eyeballs to the game. I'm all for it. I'll tune in.
Eighth ranked player in the world.
Where's she at on the money list, KJ? Did you happen to look that up before the show?
A little over 8 million. I don't know where that ranks, but a little over 8 million career earnings. Notably likely behind recent retiree Lexi Thompson. Shout out to her and a wonderful career.
Yeah, she's got that 5-inch long cigarette money, apparently. Someone is gonna have to explain this. I don't typically smoke. Is that you just roll your own and you say I'm gonna roll my own really, really long ones? Is that how this works?
I don't know the situation with the long cig.
Okay.
Is it a Virginia Slim? No, those are the skinny ones.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Hard to say.
Truly. You want to run it back? Anybody got anything else?
I got nothing else.
I do think we should at least acknowledge the passing of Cowboys legend
Oh, good call.
Larry Allen.
Larry Allen.
The
The
GOAT.
age of 52? Is that correct? I knew it was young.
Yeah.
I had
Which is
62
known
in my
for-
head, but I think it's 52.
Known for being one of the GOATs, winning Super Bowls, and just bench pressing more than any human being ever, pretty much. Very strong man.
Yeah. Died on vacation with his family in Mexico suddenly. So this wasn't like
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Heart failure, maybe?
You
Big-
know,
big man? I don't know.
had the thought.
Yeah. Don't want to
um,
speculate. Who knows? But
No, but go ahead, Dylan.
shout out to his family.
Yeah, seriously, man. That's there's a million clips going around of just Madden just glazing Larry Allen every game. Like, you know what? He did, and it was well deserved glazing. I remember it quite well. Put the big old paws on him. That was a classic Madden.
Oh, yeah.
You think they're up there breaking down tape together in heaven? That is.
Sure. I would like to think so.
I think the stories of him eating full rotisserie chickens is like a snack, is what sticks with me. Obviously, the 600-pound bench press, but also the fact that attended college at Butte College in Chico, California, as well as Sonoma State. So, man out of
Interesting.
Compton was not heading for any big schools. Got stabbed. Got stabbed 12 times, and then as a kid at 10, trying to protect his brother. So,
Jeez.
man had a life. I'm sure we'll get some more documentaries and stories of his history. But yeah, Larry Allen is the absolute men amongst boys when it came to being a lineman and being a guard in the NFL.
What do you
Just
think?
Insane.
I'd love to see what Larry Allen looked like at 10. Like there's like that. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that 10-year-old's whipping my ass.
No.
Larry Allen at 10?
Probably a very large 10-year-old.
I didn't know the stabbing story. It's interesting.
No, I didn't either until recently. I was just kind of thinking back through some thoughts, some notes I'd written down over the years, and it just it stood out, jumped out of the page at me. If you recall, he was forced into a starting position due to an injury. Someone else with equally flowery ending to their life and career, Mark Tunney.
Oh, the
but
great
we'll
Mark
save
Tunney.
that. You go do your own research there.
Remember Mark
How
Tunney?
things turned out for
Yeah.
Tunney.
All right. I remember that. That was not great.
You guys want to
Not
run it
great.
back?
He wants to run it back. He's done with the show.
The segment during which we talk about what we already talked about.
We've already talked about it, but we're going to talk about it again.
We might donate to a Trump fundraiser telethon
Aw.
if Barron answers the phone.
Didn't know we were going to jump right into that one. Randy, can you edit that so it doesn't look as bad?
Oilers fans have great top decks, per Dave. Some fan bases have that shit on, but Edmonton or Buffalo fans, not so much.
No offense. You're not dressing up there.
We took a quick break so Randy could grab a new Post-it note.
They're not gonna know about that. I'm gonna cut
No,
it
we
out.
know. We need that clip. Hold
We
on.
had to pause
No,
so
they're
Randy
gonna
could go
know
ahead
now.
and post it note.
They're gonna know now.
That is underrated. Okay.
Randy has
I'll
he
be
had
right back. I
acquired a
gotta get
Libby
more
Dunn
Post-it
leotard.
notes.
It would be cool
Sure.
if Real World CT wore Dave like a backpack. Dave has not and will not look at Charlie Hull's Instagram. Actually, hold on. He may have seen the yellow workout pic. Fit pic.
I had just heard people around the office talking around
Right.
the water cooler.
That concludes Run It Back.
All right.
Okay.
Any breaking news? Just doing one check here. ESPN looks like we're
We've
good.
got the final start Thursday. So by the time we get back here, we're only 2 games in. I hate when we record, and then by the next time we record, like the series could damn well be over. At least when we chat next time, we can have some hope about how things will go.
We had nothing on the Timberwolves series. That's crazy.
I had a lot of fear going into the series. I asked if you felt confident about either team, and you strongly felt confident about the Mavs. I feared both, and I think history will show you were very correct.
I'm just
I
a
will
ball
own that.
knower. You know your boy knows ball. All right, we will be back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
Gary Terry and Jaylen Brown, 2 of the best guys in the league.